Hello everyone, my name is Anagha. I'm a multimedia artist from Coimbatore. So in today's session, we'll be actually painting a Ferris wheel on Polaroid sheets from Zen Sangam. This is actually a rough one which I did, like a demo one. So I'll be basically doing on these papers, which are Polaroid acrylic sheets from Zen Sangam. So just give me a moment. I'll just swap my camera so that I can show you the materials. So I'll just show you the materials one by one, which are the Polaroid sheets from Zen Sangam. Actually, this is a quick reference that I made. I'll just explain it before we start. So we won't be painting exactly like this. It will be much more detailed like once we start painting it. So this is actually a rough one. So I'll be using these sheets, these Polaroid sheets. This will be our base. And for the colors, you can go ahead with any colors of your choice. So here I have actually used only these two colors, which is orange and blue. Yeah, so I'll be mainly using these two colors for the sky today, along with white and black. These are the two colors that I'll be using, like 4 colors that I'll be using. So you can go with any combinations of colors. Like if you have like pink and violet, instead of going for orange and blue, you can very well go for a violet upper layer and pink bottom layer. You can also go for red orange or orange yellow. Even you can go for the night sky, like you can go for dark blue with light blue combinations. Like it's all up to you. The main thing is we'll be blending these two colors for the background sky. So, and for the details you'll need white and black. Okay, so yeah, this is the base that I'll be using, and these are the colors that I'll be using. Then next comes the brush. For the background sky, I'll be mainly using a flat brush. It's not a big one, but a small flat brush of size 2, I guess. So I'll be using this for the background blending, or you can go with any flat brush of your choice which you're comfortable with. Then for the details, you can go for round brushes. Like this is a thick one. I also have a thin one. So I'll be mostly using this. These are the tapes that I'll be using for taping the edges. These are the materials. Then I'll require a jar of water for cleaning the brushes in between. As I mentioned, this is a round stencil that I have. I have this mixing plate where I'll be mixing the colors if required. So I'll start off with taping the edges. So I have this tape. So I'll just quickly tape it off. Like you can either do this or skip this step. It's up to you. If you need it somewhat like this, you can tape it. Or you can even mark the edges with a pencil and paint accordingly. I've finished taping. So first what I'll do is I'll be starting with the background sky. So here I had used orange and blue, but instead I'm just swapping the colors upside down. So for me, the top part will be of blue color and the bottom would be of orange shade. So for that, I'll take these two colors, and the first step, I'll just mark with pencil. So this is the area where I have to paint. So I'll almost divide it into like 3 parts. Like I'll divide it into 3 parts. You just don't have to mark it, thickly. This is just for your rough reference. So in the first part, you'll be fully painting with blue. Not fully painting with blue. Like 3/4 of this first part would be purely blue. Then in the middle part, there would be the blending. And in the bottom part, we'll have the orange shade. So I'll first start off with blue color. So I'm taking this blue. As I informed earlier, you can go ahead with any color choice. So I'll start with blue color. So I'm filling. Yeah, you're welcome. The colors that I'm using is acrylics. You can also go ahead with gouache or any other medium. Like for now, I'm using acrylics. So I have covered almost 3/4 of my first part with blue color. So next, what I'll be doing is I'll be mixing the intermediate color. So for this, what I'll be doing is I'll take the same blue a little, and to this I'll be adding a little bit of white. Okay, I'm just bringing the tone a little down. This is like you can actually do blending with or without white. So for now, I'll just show how to do it with white. So for those who doesn't have blue like white, I'll just show you how you can blend with other colors. So the same way, I'm taking blue, okay? I'm just painting the first layer. This is just a rough reference that I'll be showing. So you can go ahead with blue layer first. And then what you have to do is, instead of taking white, you'll be doing the same steps with the help of other color. That is, if you're like you have blue, and if you're using any other color, you can use your second color now. But this is for those who doesn't have white, okay? So you can take blue a little, and along with the second color, you can slowly mix the second color with blue to bring an intermediate color. Okay, so this is somewhat a muddy color that I'm getting. So I'll just, blend these colors. Since it's like more dark, I'll take a little more blue and I'll just blend it where these two colors meet. I hope you can see the transition of colors. To this mixture, I'll be adding more orange, so that as we are going down, the amount of orange will be increasing. So I'll take more orange and I'll just keep adding it. So this is how you bring in the blending of colors. Now you can go for direct orange. So if you don't have white, you can also go ahead with these blendings. I hope it's clear. So for those who has white, we'll be repeating the same, but with white coming in between. So the first step is to blend white and blue, then white and orange. That's what we'll be doing here. So let me clean the brush. So now I have this blue color. To this blue color, I'm adding a little bit of white, a very little, okay? And slowly I'll make a layer just below this previous layer. So you can see the color change. The darker blue is slightly getting lighter. If you don't find the blending that smooth, you can very well add the, plain blue once again and mix it with the intermediate color. One plus point of acrylics is that you can layer the color how much ever you want. So this way, I'm just blending the colors. Now, as I move down, I'll be increasing the amount of white. I'll add a little more white to this color. And I'll go ahead with the next bottom layer. I'll need more white because it's still the same color for me. I'm adding a little more of white. Here you don't need a layer of plain white. So I'll just keep mixing it with blue. So this is in the second part, okay? The second part of this paper. So the bottom part is fully for orange and their corresponding blending. So as you can see, there is, I hope the blending is visible now. So this is generally how you can blend the skies for any landscape paintings. You just need to mix the colors slowly. So my blue part is done. Now I'll be completely shifting on to the orange part. So similarly, we'll be starting off with a mixture of white and orange. And then while we come down, the intensity of orange will increase. So more and more orange will be added as we move down. So I'll again take a little bit of white. I'm taking white. So for this, you're supposed to clean your brush and remove all those blue color if it was present earlier. So initially I'll be taking only a small amount of orange with white, but gradually while moving down, I'll increase the amount of orange. Okay, this is somewhat like a pastel orange that I have now. If you're using acrylics, what you can do is you can take the excess paint that is left and slowly work upward so that you'll get some, it can be taken for clouds. I hope it's clear. I'm just brushing. Paint onto the paper to give texture for the clouds. And now for the next coming layers, I'll increase the amount of orange. As you can see, I'm adding more orange this time than white. So when you mix orange with white, you will get a pastel color. That's what I'm getting right now. If you need a smooth blend, you can take your time and then, add layers. I'm also working a little upwards because in order to give the clouds a texture. I'll show you on this paper with white color so that it will be visible. I'm using the same flat brush, and what I'm doing is I'm just making a few strokes randomly. As you know that these clouds normally don't have a particular shape, you can just run your brush around to create some textures. And the pressure on my brush is very light, okay? I'm not putting much pressure. I'm just freely running my brush in different areas. See, I hope this is clear. So this is one thin layer. In order to make it thick, you can, add more colors. Now this looks a lot transparent. So if I repeat the same step with more paint, you can see the cloud. So this is what I did with the excess paint that I had earlier. Now again, I'll be repeating the same with orange and white. I still have a little white left. So to that, I'll be adding orange. I'm just making the orange a little more darker. I'm using direct orange now for the bottom part, just like how we did for the blue. If you feel there is any mistake in between, you can very well go ahead and mix with white and, cover it up. Like I'm actually doing that right now. So for the bottom part, I'm directly using the orange. As I told, you can cover up with white with the same, mixture. This is what I'm doing now. I'm just adding a few clouds using this color, which is white and orange. So I'm taking a little orange and white, and using this, I'll prepare the color for the clouds. As I told you, like I'm just randomly making a few strokes for the clouds. You don't have to overdo it. A little would be enough. It would be more than enough. So now, just for the continuity, you can take the same color and instead of just working in the middle part, you can add a few cloud patches here. Not too much. Meanwhile, I'll show you the new launch. New ZS launch. So these are the newly launched sketchbooks, which are pastel shades. Watercolor journals. So yes, these are the newly launched spiral watercolor journals from Zen Sangam. You can go and check this out on their website. So you actually need to wait so that only if the base layer is dry enough, you can work on it further. Like acrylic colors, they normally dry up quickly, but in case of gouache and all, you'll just have to give a little time so that the base layer is dry. For this part, you will mainly require black color. And it would be helpful if you can start off with a pencil. You can just mark and then do the detailings. So actually I have this round base for which I'll be using for the Ferris wheel. So first I'll mark this outermost circle part, round part. I won't completely cover the paper. Like it's up to you. You can either see if this is the paper I'll just give you a few samples like how you can paint it. I mean, do like add the Ferris wheel. So if this is your sheet, you can either add the Ferris wheel this way, like covering 1/4 of the entire wheel, like this. This is what I did over here, just only a little part. Otherwise, you can go for, you can cover the entire, like half of the page like this. And card here like this. You can either go for like this. The other part, you can simply go for a full circle, but that will be a little time consuming. So I'll be doing this one again. So these are the different ways in which you can try painting the Ferris wheel. So for this part, as I mentioned, I won't be fully covering the paper. Like I'll just give a little gap and then start making this shape. So this is the outermost part, okay? And also I won't be covering the top part of the sky. Only a little would do. So I'll just mark it with pencil so that the lines are clear. So this is the first part. Now I'll go for second layer. And this is a freehand round sketch that I'll be making for this. I hope it's clear. You can take any round base of your choice which will fit your page, your sheet, and then you can make. Even you can use the sellotape, round sellotape for that. Or even the compass or any utensil that is round in shape. So I have made the 2 round layers, and now I'll figure out where the center would be. Like it will be somewhere over here. So I'll be connecting few strokes from the the second inner circle, and I'll just roughly make a few strokes. Not too many, but 2 to 3 strokes I'll make like this. And next to that, I'll be making another line, another parallel line, going just near to that. Okay. So this part is ready. Next, for the card part, this is how I'll be drawing. I'll make not a cube, but somewhat a cuboid kind of thing. Cube would also do. I hope it is clear. I'm just making a cube-like shape. And I'll be making one more square just behind that and a little shifted towards the right. After making these 2 squares, I'll be just joining their corners. So this is how the card that we'll be sketching now would look. And now in the middle one, you can just cut a line and you can, shade this part. And for the side, similarly, I'll be cutting it parallelly to the bottom lines. So this is how your card would be looking. So I'll be making 2 squares like this. One shifted a little towards the right, like this. And then I'll be connecting both their like all their corners. And the top part, I'll just shade it. And in the first square, I'll be dividing it into half. And same way, the side part, I'll be cutting into half. And then I'll just shade it off. So this is how the cart inside that Ferris wheel would look like. I mean, this is how I'll be painting. So yeah, this is how it would be. So you can, so all the carts that I'll be placing here will be, you don't have to change its orientation. Okay, you can just draw a square first. You can draw the square in between these two, like touching these two circles, outer circles. I'll just show you. This is one cart. The next cart I'll be just drawing next to it. You don't have to tilt it or anything. Just draw a straight square first. How much carts you need, you can draw that much of, you know, that much square. So again, the thing is, the top part of my square will be touching both the circles. And also make sure all the cards are the same size. So yeah, this is how it looks. So once this part is ready, you can take your black paints and you can paint along. Just let me know if you have finished till here. The further detailings will be directly done with the help of paint, okay? So you can leave it till here. And after that, we can start working on the details. Meanwhile, who has finished, you can take out your black paint. So I've taken a little black. And for this purpose, I won't be using a flat brush. I'll be using a thin brush, a round brush. I hope it's clear. You can use any round brush. Or else if you have a marker, that will also do the work. Any black marker could do. So here I'll be using this black. Can we start?
Yes, please.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I'm just mixing. Since the paint is a little thick, I'll be diluting it a little with the help of water. Like I'm adding 2 drops of water as my paint was a little thick. So after this, I'll carefully start doing the outer circles. Okay, that is the first step. You can take your time and then paint the outer circle. So you have already marked it with pencil. You can just work along with that. Next, I'll go for the second circle. I'm just skipping that card part and only focusing on those circle area. If you want, you can also, thicken the circles. It may not be a thin line. So the cart will be the last one to paint. So before that, you can finish these strokes that you initially sketched with pencil. You can carefully make those strokes. Even if you're using a thick round brush, a bigger size one, like this one, you can control the stroke by applying only very little pressure. Instead of pressing it like this, you can just only touch the tip of the brush. So for this, you can also add some detailings, like you can add some crisscross lines. So these. You can make a few crosses like this. I won't fully do it, only for a little part. You can add your own designs. Okay, so if you have finished, you can take a pencil. Actually, we can add one more circle inside because it looks so empty for me. So I'm adding an inner circle now. Because there was so much of space left. So I'll add one layer like this. Just mark it with pencil first. And if you're satisfied with that round, you can go ahead and paint. I'll mostly add one more. So moving on to the cart, I'll just show you. So I'll first make the square with the paint. Okay. Then I'll add some depth. I'll add a little thickness on the top like this, and also here in one side. Then I'll cut the square into 2 halves and then fill the bottom part. Yeah, first mark the square, then add a little area in the top and shade a little part in the right side or left, like right would do. Then cut the square into half and fill the bottom part. So this is what I'll do for the other remaining boxes as well. I'll add a little over here, then in the sides. I'll then cut it into half and then fill the bottom part. Similarly, I'll be doing for the remaining boxes. So one second, let me just finish this box as well. So after this, so it's actually up to you. You can either leave the box like this if you're fine, or else you can go for further detailings. That is, you can add grills. There are 2 different ways in which you can add. Either you can add it fully, or you can again mark a thin line like this and then mark the bars somewhat like this. So if this part is done, the very last part for us is to add the lights. And for the lights, what you can do is you can either use orange or red or any other color. So I already have this orange, right? So I'll be using this orange and I'll show you how I do it. On these inner circles, I'll just mark I'll mark a few dots. And also on these cards, if you want to make any designs, you can very well go ahead. So these are for the lights. I'm only doing for the top part. Make sure your paint is dry. Only if the black is dry, it will be visible. And also in these bars, the side ones, here instead of next I'll be using, just a minute, I'll be using white color. I'll take white just like this and I'll use this white over these colors. Just a minute. So I'll be taking this white and I'm repeating the same where I did this orange dots. I'm not fully covering the orange dots. I'm just giving us much smaller circles using white. You can also use, before adding white, you can go ahead with yellow as well. You can see the difference in glow. So that was the only purpose. Here in this sides, I'm just touching a little with yellow. I mean, not too much of yellow, it wouldn't look that good. I'll mix a little with orange. You can add these lights wherever you feel like. So with this, we have come to an end. And also here, if you want, you can add a few lines. How can we? I'll just add a few crisscross lines. So once you have finished, you can remove the tape if you have any. So I'll just give a little bit of white touch as well. Also, if you have finished, if you have painted during the session, you can very well post it on your stories, tagging myself and Zen Sangam. We would love to see your works and as well as repost them. Just a minute, I'll just remove the tape. Oh, yeah, this is how it looks. Thank you for joining.